Hello everyone and welcome once again to another program of Primetime. I'm your host Beverly. Today more than ever, St. Martin needs everyone to participate and help in our community. Our guests today are here to tell us how we can be more engaged in building our future St. Martin. So stick around and we'll be right back, for this is Primetime.
This is Rupert Brown, better known in the community as Major Brown, because of my service in the police. I've been with Nagico for the past 30-something years. I think it's around 35. And I've always been satisfied with the service I got with them. They have helped many people in this island. As long as I have to keep on insuring them with any company, I will choose Nagico.
Every time I go to Nagico, I get the best service that I needed.
I think it took a little longer to be paid out, but I could understand. They had to bring in the people out from outside. The damage was so great that they needed people from outside to make the assessments, and that took a little longer. But in the end, I was satisfied that I had people in Nagico who you consider friends, and that's why I've remained with Nagico all these years, because of the friendliness of the people in there.
Choose strength. Choose reliability. Choose Nagico Insurances.
Welcome back. As I mentioned in my opening, we have two persons in our studio today, and they are engaged in getting things done in our community, working hard to see things get better as we've been through Hurricane Irma. Joining me in studio today is Claudine Williams, and she's the president of the Engage Foundation. And next to her is Dwight Williams, and he is the treasurer of the Engage Foundation. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having us.
And by the way, Claudine and Dwight are husband and wife. So we'll talk a little bit about that as we move along. And so in chatting before we started, Claudine, it was mentioned that you were the brainchild of Engage Foundation. So tell us all about what it is about. Yeah.
So Engage is a rather young foundation. We were established last year after Irma, in October of last year actually. And how it came about is I wanted, which is one of our projects, which is Fit Play. That is how Engage actually started rolling. And Fit Play is an outdoor gym and playground space initiative that we would like to execute. And from there we were talking, and we saw like different avenues of ways that we can engage, as we say, the community. Different projects that we can positively impact the community, and that's really how Engage got started. So with myself, with Dwight, with Ludmilla York Duncan, we started to just have discussions, and then we launched Engage.
Yeah, and so it's from what I'm hearing, this is some physical activities. Is it that? That's what it is?
No, it's not only physical. We our foundation, we're looking at development through the body, the mind, and the spirit. And when we talk about those things, we're talking about personal development, health, emotional well-being. So it's not only a physical initiatives that we do.
So have you started yet with, because you said this outdoor, the outdoor gym, you said?
Yes,
it's
Fit Play.
That Fit Play. It sounds really exciting. Dwight, you tell us a little bit about that, because I know that you're into taking care of the sporting part. Yes?
Yeah, so we have begun. We've already done a business plan. We've already reached out to several suppliers in order to get the prices and to get the equipment that's needed and the space. We've already reached out to the government as well. So we're currently now just waiting on getting the necessary financing. Once that is established, once we have it in, we order the equipment and we start to establish the...
I'm kind of curious, what kind of equipment would you need?
We need a lot of equipment. We're looking at a calisthenics park, which is something that the island doesn't necessarily have on a higher level, on a large level. The French side has a few smaller pieces, but not to the level that we should have on the island. And the side doesn't have any at all, I don't believe. So the goal is to combine both a calisthenics park that grown-ups can use along with a play park that kids can use. So if I'm going to the park, I can go to the park along with my daughter, or with my kids, with my nephews, with my nieces, and we could all have a good, healthy, fun time.
It's all about the community and getting the community together, getting families together, keeping them active, keeping them fit and healthy, and
especially getting
goal.
the kids out, because the kids spend a lot of time on
they
the
don't want to
television,
leave that phone,
on their iPads,
tablets,
correct? So it's about getting them out and get them active as well.
So I'm picturing a big space with all different types of equipment suited for adults and for children.
Correct.
And we don't really have that on the island just yet.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We have, of course, we have our playground, and we have, but it's all about the community and coming together and that network and building that. And so that's also what Engage is about, is building, is networking, especially for young professionals as well.
Yeah. What has been the response? Have
Very
you been
good.
sharing the news? Yeah, because you're here now, so you're sharing that too.
No, everyone it gets excited when they hear about it, and everyone wants to be part of it. Everyone is looking forward to it happening. But of course, the key is always financing, and we know how that works. So it's taking a little time, it's taking a little longer than we would like it to, but we understand. I mean, this thing isn't cheap. It's pretty expensive, so it's going to take some time to raise the necessary funds.
Look for sponsors and so.
Correct.
But the response that we've had for all our projects from the start of it, after Irma, we kind of shifted our focus a little bit, and out of that came our Engage in Literature Readathon, which we held last year, December, and that was in benefit of the Phillipsburg Jubilee Library. And the response that we got internationally and locally has been great for all of our projects. So we have our Engage in Literature project, a readathon. We have our Engage Roots, which is a community garden. We have.
Have you started that one as yet?
We did. We kicked it off in March, doing some March and Do It in Simpson Bay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have our trash run, which is coming up actually on September 23rd, and as well. And
that one I'm pretty excited about.
It's
the trash
run.
Yeah. I did an interview, I think last week, with Tazio about the environment and so on. He said he was so shocked when he did the beach cleanup.
Yeah.
How many bags and bags of garbage that they found.
It truly never ceases to amaze. Every single time you go out to do a cleanup, it just blows away the amount of garbage.
Like you never cleaned before.
Yeah. We actually did a cleanup last Sunday, so not this Sunday, gone the Sunday before, and that was on Lexi Arnell Road.
We have the circles, so we have quite a few people showed interest, because it's athletic. You get people out, get people physical, active. Two, it's a bit of a competition, and it's a cleanup. So people they want to give back. And then three, it's if the winner gets funds, the winning prize is funds that you get to donate to a charity of your choice. Okay. So it's basically what we later call a triple threat. Both physical, a bit of a competition, and you donate funds to your charity.
Charity of choice.
So what's next? So you did the trash. You have anything on the back burner?
We have the trash run, like I mentioned, that's coming up on September 23rd. After that, in November, we'll have our second annual Engage in Literature Readathon.
Oh, right.
So, yes, and that being our first event, that was actually our first big event last year, and the turnout was very good. And it was held at the Coffee Lounge on Front Street. It was 10 hours of reading. So you would come in, you would read, and we had 3 guest authors. That was Ralph Cantav. We had a UK author who actually reached out to us. She heard about us in the news,
and she reached
out. Yes, and she happened to be on the island at that time. And also Jose Lake was also there. So they did readings, and we had discussions with them, and it was a very successful event.
Yes. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will talk. It talked about spiritual growth also is one of the components of Engage Foundation. And people would be wondering, is this a faith-based program? So we'll chat a little bit about that when we come back. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment. This is Prime Time.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear just paying some bills, taking care of business. You know what it is?
I know you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Windward Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
A cruise is a great adventure, not only for passengers, also for us. The Port of St. Martin. Our port always reflected the needs and aspirations of the time. From the first to the 1.75 millionth passenger in 2013. Our cruise story started in 1963 with our first cruise passenger. 50 great years later, 20 million passengers later, thousands of cruise berths later, we've become the leading port in the Caribbean. 50 fantastic years. Like a dream. The dream of Port St. Martin lives on and reinvents itself every day. The best is yet to come.
At Travel Planners, we love what we do. Every day we help our clients plan their vacations, from honeymoons to family reunions, trade shows to conventions, school trips to sports tournaments. Our agents at Travel Planners can help you make better, wiser decisions on travel destinations and cruises and find you the lowest fares. Make some memories with help from Travel Planners in Phillipsburg and on the Airport Road, Simpson Bay. Visit our website at Planners SXM and like us on Facebook at St. Martin Travel Planners. We take care of all your travel needs.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is Prime Time and today we are chatting with Engage Foundation. They are very active in the community, doing community projects as they are sharing with us. And we have with us Claudine Williams and Dwight Williams. She is the president and Dwight is the treasurer. So Dwight, I'm going to ask you right away about the finances. You said that it is expensive to do that outdoor gym that you were talking about.
Fitly, yes.
Yeah, but how do you, all right, you talked about the reading, you talked about the trash. Where does funds come to do those things? You need sacks, you need different things.
That's correct. So with the events, so for example, with the readathon was to get into the readathon, you had to pay. Okay. So every walk-in, every team that signed up would pay a fee, and those funds are obviously donated to the library. With the trash run is the same thing. You've got to pay to play. You sign up, and your team again donate. So that's where the funds for those come into play. Because those are somewhat standalone events. The fair play though, that's a bit of a different ball game because that's a much larger item that just really needs a lot more money. So this is where we have to get into the community and go to the larger organizations, corporate sponsors, and ask them to donate. Yeah. And basically, you've got to offer something up to them, and you know, most of the sponsors you probably have the plaque for them or have their name on the at the park to show their support.
Yeah. As you said, because it's challenging now for sponsorships.
Yes,
have you started to approach people as yet?
We have started to approach some. That was also before Irma. We started with it, and then like I had mentioned, our focus kind of shifted a little bit. So we did our engage in literature and then the garden and so forth. So now that we're getting back into the
nick of things,
nick
yeah.
of things, then we're going to start again to really push forward with the fit play.
Have you all approached other foundations on the island, because we know there are quite of them?
Yes,
who are
we have.
functioning?
Yes, actually, when we launched, one of the first things that we did is we sent out emails to a lot of the foundations, introducing ourselves and letting them know that we're here and we're willing to work with them, and anything that they may have, we're willing to support and go out. And one of our first activities was the Rotary cleanup. We went out and we supported the Rotary. We assisted in their cleanup. That was right after the Irma, and that was a lot of cleaning up. That was a lot of zinc and hurricane shutters and everything on Mother Bay Beach. And so that was a great initiative. So we reached out to them, and the feedback from them as well was very positive, because we all have an ultimate goal, and that's for Better St. Martin. So we always welcome that, and we always, whenever any other foundation has something, we're there. We try to support whenever we can.
Claude, did it take a lot of thinking and overthinking before you started this foundation? Because, Claude, I know you don't like to be too much in the front. I know for years to say hi to you. I taught Claudine sometime along the road at St. Dominic, but I know Claudine to be almost, a little bit in the back. How did you change your mindset for this? Because this puts you in the front if you represent, as you represent the Engage Foundation.
Yeah, somewhat, but it's I love what I doing that. I love community service. I love, even before we had Engaged, we would always be involved in the community, whether there's cleanups and all of that. So in a way you're in the front, and in a way not, so I do a lot of the groundwork, so to speak.
Is it a full-time work? It keeps you that busy?
It does.
Yeah. Because every day there's something different.
Right.
We talked about some of the projects. What kind of cooperation have you been getting from the general? We talked about that, the general public, and we talked about the foundations. Are people coming forward and offering?
Yes, they are. People say, how can I help? I would like to volunteer. And then they're always welcome to email us. They can contact us via our Instagram or Facebook pages as well. We have visitors that sometimes they're coming down and they're like, I will be here from this time to that time. How can I help? If we don't have something going on at that time, I always reach out to other foundations and see what they have doing, or see how they can help them, because sometimes you have groups coming down. So it's easy sometimes for other foundations to organize an event, whether it's a cleanup or something else. So we get a lot of feedback, positive feedback, internationally and locally.
Yeah. What's the general feeling out there? Because we've been through Hurricane Irma, and it really shook all of us up. What are people's spirit out there? Are they motivated to do things? Are people still trying to pick up the pieces? What's the general feeling out there?
I think it's very much mixed. You have those that are up and running. I think what we noticed is that right after the hurricane, a lot of people were up and doing, and then as time passed, you see things started settling, and people started to have that psychological effect on them. And that's when we started to organize
we have personal development seminars we had with
workshops.
Workshops. So I believe it was quite after maybe also in November, we had a 4 Faces of women. It was a workshop for women, just that they can go and talk about the challenges of womanhood and so forth. And we also had a smaller session for men, and that was in collaboration with Brahamas Kumaris on Front Street.
Right.
Yeah, so with Sister Deepki over there. And it was a very, very positive session. The women that attended, they were like blown away. Basically, they left there feeling inspired and just had a different, rejuvenated, and had a different perspective.
And the guys were the same. The guys even I invited a few of my peers, and the response was, when are we going to do it again? We need to have more of this, because it provides a certain form of relief. You go there and you don't have to think. So it's something that we need more of, and too often we get involved in our daily work, and we're just working and trying to figure things out, make ends meet. And every now and again we need to take a step back and kind of ease our minds and ease our spirits and like you said, rejuvenate and get it going again.
We have we know we're smack in the middle of hurricane season.
Oh,
I know. So anything there special to reach out to people to make sure that people are prepared and ready? Because we, when you look at the news, we have stuff coming off of Africa. Yeah. We have stuff right now going towards the US. Any areas that you want to work with that?
Well, we don't have any sessions planned for right now. In the future, we'll have some coming up, positive thinking workshops, stress relief workshops, and that is something that we will be doing in the coming months, but nothing like pre-hurricane.
Yeah. We talked about, you talk about spiritual growth as one of the objectives in your foundation. And so someone is looking at it and says, is this a faith-based foundation?
I would say it's faith-based, not religious-based though. So we're not pushing
different, yes, it is different. Yes.
We're not pushing any religion or tenure, but we are. It is about faith, and it is about, at least in my opinion, understanding it is a higher being, and if you may worship or believe in another one than I do, but we all believe in well, at least most of us believe in the higher being. Yeah. So it's faith-based, not religious-based.
And I think we need really faith to go through with what you're doing on a daily basis.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, how does a husband and wife balance working on a foundation? Stick around, and we'll be back in a moment. This program and all our programs can be viewed on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back in a moment.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Before we took a break, we were talking a little bit about people again and getting them involved. How can, if they need to find you, if they may have ideas that you didn't have, how can they find you?
They can find us on Facebook and Instagram at EngageSXM, or they can send us an email at engagesxm@gmail.com.
So we put it up on the screen so that they're able to see that and with the phone numbers and so. Now, many people feel that foundations in the islands are leading the way in addressing the social concerns on our island. What's your feeling on this?
Well, I definitely believe government has a role to play, especially for the larger items when it comes to overall providing medical health and so forth. But I think the people, the public, should be the ones leading in taking care of themselves. I believe society should be able to take care of themselves and teach their kids to take care of themselves, as opposed to having your kids are community dependent on growing up believing that it should depend on anyone else or depend on government. So the more we can come out and do for ourselves as a community, care for each other, I think that's the way it should be.
Can you ever take on that?
I totally agree. That's also what I believe, and I don't believe that you should wait for anybody, especially government, to do something for you.
You look around, there's lots to do.
Yes, there's lots to do. There's so much you could engage yourself in.
Exactly.
Yes.
Definitely.
Like for example, we did a cleanup at the Lake Chanel, and you pass it today again, and there's garbage all over the place. So who's supposed to clean that? You take garbage from your home, you throw it on the road. Who's responsible? It's our responsibility. We shouldn't look at our neighbor. We shouldn't look anywhere else other than what can I do today?
Yeah. What can I do to make my island better?
Yeah.
Make my life better. Yeah. So how do you all balance this?
It's easy.
Yeah. Tell us the secret, Dwight. How does a husband and wife, we have them establishing this foundation, engaged. One is the founder and one is the financial guy, the treasurer.
Well, I guess with everything, with life, with marriage, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
So everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and we kind of balance each other out with in life and in our marriage and in our foundation. So, and I think that's how it works.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. So that phrase that happy wife, happy life,
Oh,
it's good too. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I know that your daughter now is in high school.
She is. Wow. She is.
Yeah.
She's
time flies so fast.
And she's in St. Dominic.
She's in St. Dominic. How involved is she in this?
She's also, whenever we're out, she goes out with us and she does, the cleanups and so forth. And so she involves her friends, and also like my niece, for example, too. She gets involved when she was here, because she also left for college,
right?
And so they all would come out and support the foundation, and she would often ask, so you're gonna go do this, or how's the foundation? Are you doing? If I'm telling her go to do something, is that for the foundation? So she's very observant and tries to involve herself and give ideas as well when we're having discussions. She's always, sharing with us.
So how you all settle differences?
Again.
Yes, babe.
Yes is a great word. I agree, it's another great word too. Yeah. Yes.
No, but we discuss it, and we come to an agreement. And
what do you do for social? Because I know Dwight has his fit regime. Claudine, are you involved in it?
Yes, I am. Very much so.
Is it kicking and screaming, or she came willingly?
No, she came willingly. She enjoys it. Sometimes, she pushes it as well. And sometimes we have, have our little internal competitions of, who's the leanest or who has the bigger arms. And she's always threatening, babe, I'm coming for you, so you better get your act together. So,
but do you follow a special diet, Claudine? Do you follow a special diet?
No, I don't, because
and it is really fair though. She genetically she's has
slim,
that.
So she eats whatever.
That's not true. I wish that was true, but it's not. But I believe everything in moderation, because and that's what some people say, oh no, don't say that, but I believe that you have to teach yourself proper nutrition and be able to eat properly and do everything in moderation. So yes, I'm going to have an ice cream if I feel, like having an ice cream, but I'm not going to have that every day,
right.
So again, it's all about balance and moderation and learning to eat properly and have proper nutrition and to stay active, because they both have to go hand in hand.
Okay, thank you so much, Dwight and Claudine, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And we are looking for some great things to come from Engage Foundation. I can't wait to see that outdoor gym taking shape. And, but it is for the community. It's a positive thing. It's a worthy cause. So I'm sure that you're going to get sponsors coming on board.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.